Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm giving you my shooting guard top 30 rankings in the NBA as of mid-season. And I'll give you one at the end of the season, like I said. You saw my point guards video from, Wednesday. I'll give you one Wednesday. Here's the one on Friday. I didn't do one tomorrow. Last night I was super duper busy. I actually did not watch an NBA game last night, and I literally making NBA content tonight, but there's been just no good game except for one. I posted the highlights to that game. Go check that out. So I decided to put this one out today. NBA shooting guard rankings. Let's get right into it. The last one's very, very long, so I'm going to kind of try to cut it down a little bit. Number 30, it's Gary Harris. He struggled from the field, only averaging 12 points a game. In 30 minutes a game, his lockdown defense has been subpar, as of usual. Shooting the ball 33% from 3, which is not ideal. 32% from 3, actually. And his overall field goal percentage is only 44%. He's not hitting many shots, and he's just not being a good piece for the Denver Nuggets team. Derrick White. Now, the shooting guard position is so interesting because a guy like Derrick White is just a super solid role player. And after Derrick White, this list is just a bunch of very solid role players until we get to the top, and it becomes a very, very solid list. So Derrick White is not a bad player. He's averaging 9 points a game, or 11 points a game, shooting the ball pretty inefficient, 31% from 3, 37% from the field. But same thing as Gary Harris. His defense is subpar, and his shooting has been off, so he's not really helping the team too much. Now, I know there's a lot of huge Derrick White fans in San Antonio, but if I'm going to talk bad about Gary Harris, I got to talk bad about Derrick White. Next up, we have Kentavious Caldwell-Pope of the LA Lakers. He's averaging 8 points a game, filling his role well in 26 minutes, averaging 43% from the field and 40% from 3, knocking the 3 ball at a high clip, above league average, and he's kind of playmaking a little bit with 1.5 assists, playing some defense, a 3-and-D wing. That's what the Lakers ask for him to do every night. He goes out, he hits 2 threes a night, averages 8 points a game. He's a solid role player, but nothing more special than that. That's all he really is, a solid role player. So that's all he's going to be for his career, basically. That's his potential. And he fits along with LeBron very well. But that's why he's here at number 27, not number 10. Up next, we have George Hill. Now, I messed this up. I guess George Hill is technically the OKC's point guard. But I put Shea as a point guard. So George Hill goes on the shooting guard list, averaging 11 points on 50% from the field, 38% from 3 assists a game in 26 minutes. Everything's kind of low because of injuries. He's been injured on and off in his career this season, and he's actually have pretty efficient scoring, but there's just guys that are better than him. His defense is bad, and he's just a veteran point guard / shooting guard nowadays, and injury problems are bad, so I don't really see what much he can do. So that's why he's at number 26. Number 20, wait, no, that was number 27? Yeah, here's number 26, Josh Richardson of the Dallas Mavericks, shooting the ball not very well. 30% from 3, which is a 3-and-D shooter, 44% from the field. A couple days ago, he was at 29%. He's actually got to 30% now. 31 minutes a game, he's having 13 points, but he's a 3-and-D guy. His defense has been below average, and he's starting to turn it around now. The team's heating up, and he's kind of heating up. But we need to see that Philadelphia form, Miami Heat form, Josh Richardson, that can go out and get you 20 a game and play lockdown defense. And he hasn't done that so far with Dallas. He just hasn't. So if he can go back to that form, like Miami, I'm comparing to Miami form, then this could be a scary Dallas team. But as of now, he's struggled to play some defense on the best player on the floor. And he's got to get back to that. He's got to get back to scoring the ball at a higher clip than 30% from 3 when you're a 3-point shooter. So that's why he's here at number 26. Number 25. Hold on. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Jeremy Lamb, averaging 11 points, 44% from the field, 47% from 3. Insane shooting numbers from Jeremy on the 3-point line. This man is lights out. You saw the diamond on his neck. I didn't even notice that. Or on his shoulder. That's a pretty cool tat. 11 points a game in 23 minutes. He's not really getting starting caliber minutes. Now, this would be Karis LeVert, but his return is set for tomorrow night, so he hasn't played a game since he got traded, so I didn't want to include him on this list. That's why I brought in Jeremy Lamb. But I'd love to see how Karis LeVert can do in Pacers. Jeremy Lamb's just a filler for him. But he's played great basketball. He's such a solid role player. For any team he goes on, he's going to go out there, he's going to hit you 3 ball at a high rate. He's going to be a huge key to your team. That's Jeremy Lamb is for Indiana Pacers. If he can get going, this Pacers team could try to turn the season around and get back to above 500. 25, it's Cam Reddish of the Atlanta Hawks. He is averaging 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24 is Cam Reddish, averaging 11 points, shooting the ball awfully. You have a case. This guy's a case to be number 30 on this list, but here's my reasoning. He's averaging 11 points in 28 minutes, 35% from the field, awful, 26% from 3, awful, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. solid defensive numbers. He's a defensive player, but I just see the potential still. I have not given up on Cam yet. Some games he shows flashes of him being a beast, but he's out shooting the ball inefficiently. 24 is actually way too high. I just realized 24 is way too high, but I want to keep him here because he has so much potential. He's so much flashes. When he's on, he's the 24th best player in the league, but when he's off, he's the 30th best shooting guard in the league. So if he can get those shooting splits higher than what he has them right now, he could be scary, or for this not scary, but like scarier for this Hawks team than he ever has been. That's why he's at number 24. A little bit of potential there. 23 is Kelly Oubre Oubre Jr. of the Golden State Warriors. He's turned it around a little bit after that pretty bad start from 3. Shooting 31% from 3, which is okay. 44% on the field, which is okay. But he's averaging 16 points. In the last couple games, he's averaging 23 points. He's actually on a tear as of late. He's been solid. He's been a beast. He's averaging 5 or 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block. His scoring numbers aren't bad. The last 2 games, though, he has not played because of COVID. Oh, no. The last 3 games, he only played 1 of them. He had 15 points, and he's been better. He's turned around. He's trying to get his shooting efficiencies back up, and he's playing like a nearly top 20 shooting guard, but 23 is reasonable for him. 22 is Delon Wright of the Detroit Pistons, averaging 10 points in 29 minutes. Now, he's taking a step back, but there's a time where he was averaging 15 in a stretch, and he'll go back into that offensive threat mode since Blake Griffin's out. He'll be one of the bigger guys. Jeremy Grant has been the best offensive player for this team, but Delon Wright's right there. I'd like to see him go to a better team and be an actual huge role player, but he can sit there, average 11 on 45% from the field, or 46% from the field, 47% from the field, and 39% from 3 with pretty solid numbers. 4 boards, 4 assists, a steal, a block. He's playmaking. He's doing it done. He's efficient, and that's just such a top tier role player. A guy like Delon Wright's gonna go and make any team better he's on. He's like Jeremy Lamb, but better. That's why he's a little bit ahead of Jeremy Lamb, number 23. Number 22, it's Dante DiVincenzo, another huge role player for the Bucks. Now he started off slow, but he turned it around. 27 minutes a game. He's averaging 10 points on 41% from field, 30% from 3. 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Now, I know some guys below him have higher points numbers, but it's not all about the points. DiVincenzo plays lockdown defense. His energy is great for this Bucks team. He's a huge role for their success as of late, and KPJ looks on a huge 3 there. Or Macklemore, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just a blowout. And, Dante DiVincenzo has been a huge part of this team for the Bucks, and they started off bad. They kind of turned around a little bit, and he's been playing just solid starting shooting guard minutes. He's Villanova guy. We saw what he could do in Villanova. He comes out and he does it in the NBA. He's playing high energy ball for the Bucks. Number 22. Is this 22? Wait, hold on. 30 or 30. Gary Harris. 29. Derrick. 26 or 28. KCP. 27. George Hill. 26. Josh. 25. Jeremy. 24. Cam. 23. Kelly. 22. Delon. 21. Dante. 20, Evan Fournier cracks the top 20, averaging 18.5 points on 45% from the field, 37% from 3. Really, really good numbers. 29 minutes, 3 boards, 3 assists, a steal. Really good numbers for Evan Fournier, but he's averaging these points on a bad team, so I can't say he's good. He's good, but I can't say he's like a top 15 because his stats show top 15. But the team he's on, him and Vooch just can't get it done. They're both averaging nearly 20 points a game or more. Vooch is averaging more, and they just can't get it done. So he puts up stats, but on a bad team. Some of you could say he's a stat patter, but he's efficient as well. So I'm not saying he's a bad player. This guy is a really solid NBA shooting guard, but I don't know why I did this. But I'm gonna actually switch. I'm gonna say he's number 19. Freaking Eric Bledsoe. I'm going to say he's 20 because he's averaging 12 points on 42% of the field, 30% from 3, 3 assists, 3 steals. He plays better defense than Fournier, but Fournier's just such a better offensive player. And Eric Bledsoe doesn't really want to play basketball, I feel like. He just doesn't want to be there on the Pelicans especially. So I'm actually going to switch them. Eric Bledsoe at 20 and 19 would be Evan Fournier. Number 18 is Duncan Robinson, averaging 12.5 points on 42% of the field and 39% from 3. His numbers have gone down a little bit from last year. He has shot 42% from the field last year, or from 3 last year, which is better. But he's still a huge piece for this Heat team. His 3-point shooting abilities are insane. They're back above 500. They're a sleeper again. Second straight year they've been a sleeper. Stop sleeping on the Heat. They're a contender. They are a contender guaranteed. He's playing a lot of minutes. He's getting a lot of workload. He's playing good defense. And that's why he's better than a guy like Evan Fournier. He's putting up huge stats. He's just doing all the little things and still shooting the 3-ball pretty high clip. along with 4 boards and 2 assists, passing the ball a little bit. And he's locking down good wing players. And he's just a solid role player alongside Jimmy and Tyler Hero and Dragic and Bam, the whole squad. They're going to turn it around. They're going to be scary. Mark my words. Number 17, Buddy Hield, averaging 16.5 points on 35 minutes with 47 from the field and 38% from 3. His numbers have gone down in his career. All he does is really shoot threes, which is okay. He's a 3-point shooter. I want to see him go from the Kings. I want to see a Tyrese and De'Aaron backcourt. Buddy Hield kind of ruining that. Trade him. Get him out of there. That's fine. But he's still a solid NBA player. You can't deny he's one of the best shooters in the league. You can't deny how good he is at that. Now, his numbers are going down a tiny bit, but he's still a solid player. He gets a lot of hate nowadays. I think Buddy Hield is still a great player. 16.5 points is not bad. That's a solid shooting guard. And he's averaging 4 assists, 4 boards, and a steal and a block, which is all statting the Pats. He's getting some assists nowadays as well. So I can't see how you hate on Buddy Hield so much like some people do. Number 16, it is Dillon Brooks, averaging 15 points in only 29 minutes, 40% from the field, 57% from 3. His efficiency is not great as it was at the start of the season, but he's a huge, huge piece to this Memphis Grizzlies team. That's why I have him so high. Him and Ja are a lethal backcourt. The only time News plays well, and Jared Jackson goes back, the team is scary. They can make a deep play up front. Delon Brooks is such a key, important player to the success. You can say he's a role player, but you can say he's also actually not even a role player. A huge key, like a key player, not even a role player, like a star on this Grizzlies team. Because some nights he goes out, he puts up 25. He puts up 30, he puts up 23, hits 5 threes, hits 7 threes. And some days he does that. He shoots the ball okay from 3, a little bit right at league average. But if he gets that up, this guy could become maybe an all-star in the future. I'm not going to say that much, but he could become a much, much better player. And right now, he's still a super, super good player. So, love to see Dillon Brooks. What is this? You were 20... 18, 17, 16. Number 15, it's R.J. Barrett of the New York Knicks. And yes, he's averaging 16.5 points on 44% from the field, 35 from 3, with 6 boards and 2 assists. And he's playing 30 minutes, playing starting caliber minutes. The reason that he's so high is because of the Knicks' success. He's a key to the Knicks' success. Him and Julius Randle are the most important players in this Knicks team. R.J. Barrett is starting to look more and more like not a draft bust, like some people are already saying last year. It was 1 year. You can't judge it on one COVID year where the Knicks didn't make the playoffs or anything. They didn't even have a chance. He didn't get a show, so he had that much like Zion and Ja got doing the bubble, and Zion actually didn't show up at all. But yeah. RJ has become a beast. This guy is starting to be efficient. He's starting to play smart. He's not super shot heavy. Yeah, he still shoots the ball quite a bit, but he's starting to learn how to pass, work in offense with Thibodeau, Julius Randle, D Rose is trying to mentor him and Quickly a little bit. And this could be a lethal backcourt in the future. Quickly and RJ Barrett could be absolutely insanely scary. Am I dumb? Number 14. Number 14, it's Seth Curry of the Philadelphia 76ers, averaging 12 points on 44% from 3 and 46% from the field. Now, his stats this year show a little bit like he's a role player, but this guy is maybe the most important role player in the team. If the Sixers have shooting on a night, they're going to win. If Seth Curry and Danny Green, or just even Seth Curry, are on, Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle, if they're on Tyrese Maxey, they're going to win a game. And Seth Curry is automatic. In 30 minutes a game, he's shooting 40% from 3, one of the league leaders in this category, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals. He does everything. He plays defense, and he's hit his 3 at such a high clip. If he's making his 3s, you're not beating the Sixers. I think the Nets have a okay shot if Curry's on, but if Curry's on, man, it's tough. This team is so good, and that's why he's so high in this list at number 14. He's a top half of the league in shooting guard. He could be averaging more if he wanted to, but he just fills his role so perfectly. That's why he's here at number 14. Number 13, it's Terry Rozier, averaging 20 points a game on 49% from the field and 40% from 3, with 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's been a huge, huge piece of this Hornets' success. They're in a playoff push. They're fighting for a spot. Him and LaMelo have been one of the best backcourts in the league. LaMelo Ball, as I saw, was number 19 in my point guard rankings. Rozier here goes up to 13, and I think he might be the highest Hornet player in all of the videos. He's been really, really, really good. Terry Rozier has shown us why he should have stayed with the Celtics, why he's not overpaid, why he's been a beast, why the Hornets weren't dumb for doing that move. He's making MJ look good, and Terry Rozier's been an absolute beast. He's a bucket. This guy is a walking bucket. Scary Terry is such a good player. There's such a addition to this team. I love Scary Terry, number 13. Number 12, it's Malik Beasley of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's on a terrible team, averaging 20 points, 45% from the field, 40% from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Now, he's had some off-court issues. He's going to get a rest after the season, have to go do some community service, maybe some jail time. But that's not the point. He's an insane basketball player. I want to see him go somewhere besides Minnesota because he's wasting his talent. This guy could be a walking bucket. This guy has scoring potential like Jamal Crawford. This dude could score every single play if he wants to, I feel like. He's just so good at getting his own shot, going to the hoop, pulling up, and he's good. I want to see him go play somewhere else in a better situation, not Timberwolves, because Nuggets, he was unutilized. Now he's getting utilized, and you see what he's doing on a bad team. Now if he goes to a good team and utilizes himself right, he could be a scary player. That's why I have him slightly ahead of Terry Rozier, because Terry Rozier, I think we know his potential right now. What he's doing for the Hornets is his max potential. I think Malik could do more for a contender than Terry's doing right now for the Hornets team, and that's just why he's slightly ahead. They're averaging nearly the same exact stats, identical numbers almost, except they're same exact from 3. That's Rozier and Malik. They're same from 3, same from the field, same exact points, and Malik Beasley has a little bit more in other categories. So yeah, that's how they're so even. Number 11, Victor Oladipo. He wants out of Houston. He's going to get probably dumped for nothing, averaging 20 points on 40% in the field, 36 from 3, 5 assists, 5 boards. He might go to Golden State. He might go somewhere else. He just got traded for James Harden, and this has been such a bad trade for the Rockets. But we'll see what the draft picks can bring them. We don't know yet, but he's not been playing. He's been playing fine. He's still been playing good basketball. They were on a nice little win streak for a while, but they've been down. He's been injured a couple times on and off. And I just want to see him go somewhere better than Houston to end his career, because I loved him in Indiana. I like the Pacers a little bit. Now he's in Houston. He's still a super good NBA player. He has star potential, but I think we might know he's going to be a 20-point-per-game scorer. Never get back to that all-star form he once was. He's been efficient. He's been solid, but nothing special like these next top 10. Yeah, you could say this top 10 guys are all really special, especially the top 9, or maybe even the top 7 are insane. Here we go to the top 10. Number 10, Collin Sexton, yes, over Victor Oladipo, averaging 24 points a game on 49% of the field and 40% from 3 with 5 assists. He's starting to pass more. He's finding his role in Cleveland on a young rebuilding team. This team will be scary in the future. Darius Garland, top 20 point guard. They trade Drummond, or no, they're probably going to buy Drummond, but they can get something for Drummond or Love. They have a Okoro. They have Jared Allen. They have such a bright future. They get another good draft pick this year after being bad again, and he will be a future star. He's already playing like a star. I thought he could have been an all-star. He had a case for an all-star. He's averaging 24 points a game, and he's shooting 50% from the field, man. This guy is insane. He has potential to drop 40 on you any night. He did that against the Rockets 3 nights ago. Like, this guy is so good. He's one of the best scorers in the entire NBA. He's one of the best scorers. He's so good at making his own shot, but he just needs to learn how to pass the ball a little bit better and not shoot up dumb shots. He will be a star in the NBA. Number 9, it's Fred VanVleet, listed as a shooting guard in my eyes. Lowry's their point guard, averaging 20 points a game on 40% of the field, 38% from 3. Now, yes, Sexton's stats are a lot better, but VanVleet's a smart player. He knows what he's doing more. He's leading this Raptors team to a playoff spot. Yes, I think he's leading this team. Him and Lowry, not Siakam anymore. This is Lowry and VanVleet's team, and he's shooting the ball well. He's playing a lot of minutes. He's getting heavy workload, but he's doing his thing, and he's out here doing his thing. He's making buckets. He's doing what he does best, and just scoring the ball while also doing some playmaking. He's getting 6 assists a game, dishing the ball around to the perimeter, to shooters, and other than that, man, he's dropping 40 some nights. We see what this guy does. He is such a good NBA player. I love Fred VanVleet so much. Number 8, it's CJ McCollum. Before the injury, averaging 28 points a game, averaging 26 points a game in the season, 47% from the field, 44 from 3, 33 minutes. He's been a beast, 5 assists. He's coming back. I'm so happy. Woo! Yeah, so CJ's coming back. This Blazers team will be even more dynamic and scary with Damian and CJ. He's maybe one of the best scoring shooting guards in the entire NBA. He's such a good scorer. He can find his own shot anywhere in the court. He's just like Dame on that. He can find his own shot from anywhere. He doesn't need a screen. He doesn't need anything like that. He's just such a dynamic scorer, and I love that he's coming back soon for this Blazers team. Love CJ McCollum. Number 7, it's Zach LaVine. These last 7 guys are all all-stars in my book. So we have a lot of all-star shooting guards in these last 7. Zach LaVine averaging 28 points, 52% of the field, 43 from 3, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, or a steal and 0.5 blocks. He's been so good for this Bulls team, the Bulls team that's contending in the playoffs. They're a playoff contending team. He's carrying at the highest level, shooting everything efficient at a higher clip than anybody on the Bulls. And he's playing the best Bulls since Zeros. he's been the best ball since Prime D Rose, and he's been so good. Number 7. Now, I think Devin Booker is slightly better right now, but I think LaVine can pass in the future. Booker shooting the ball insane, 50% from the field. Three-point shot isn't great, 37%, not as good as LaVine, but he's averaging 25 points a game on one of the best teams in the entire NBA. That's why he's better than LaVine, because what he's doing for the Suns team, he's leading this team to a playoff spot, to a top 2 record in the West, right behind the Jazz, ahead of the Lakers. Devin Booker is that guy, and he's insane. He has such star potential, scoring potential, and he can do all of that for the Suns team. He's just such a good NBA player. But I still think that this man is slightly better than both. 25 points a game on 40% of the field, 30% from 3. He has better defense. He's undersized guard. He still plays good defense. Now, I know he doesn't have great defense, but he hustles. He has the energy. He has the ethic, and he's carrying a Utah Jazz team that I think the Suns might have more star power. But I don't know. Never mind. They have 3 All-Stars. But he's carrying this Utah Jazz team that's been really, really good. And I think because of that, he's barely ahead. These three are interchangeable. Maybe even these 4, this next guy, they're all interchangeable. You can have them go either way, but they're all averaging around the same numbers. I guess LaVine's having the most points, but they're all having great numbers. They're all doing their thing out here. The next guy is Jaylen Brown on the list. For Boston, averaging 25 points a game, 50% from the field, 38% from the 3, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, but the reason that he's ahead of them is because of his defense. This guy is the best defending shooting guard I think he's the best defending shooting guard in the list. Yes, PG, I said it. He is a better defender than you. Jaylen Brown is that 3-and-D guy, but now he became a scorer. He's elevated his game from 3-and-D wing to 3-and-D scoring threat. 25 points, Hall of Fame school threat. This guy's insane. He can score all around the board. He's so good. He cut his hair and he's been a beast ever since, bro. Jaylen Brown is that guy in Boston. He has a chance to be their best player. I think he could end up passing Jason Tatum and being their best player. He is one of the best shooting guards in the entire league, number 4 in this list. And I had him at 3 for a second, but I decided at the last minute to switch it up and get number 3 to Paul George. 24 points a game, 50% from the field, 46% from 3. Despite all his pandemic P, he's shooting the ball insane clip. 50 and 46, 50, 40, 90 club right now. Yeah. He is doing that. Just saying, Paul George has been an absolute beast. He's the second best defending point guard as well. So you can't say sometimes he has a bad off night. He's still the best maybe the best defensive point guard or shooting guard in the entire list. So he's just that good. This Clippers team is still really good, and he's gonna get it going towards the end of the season. Trust me, and he'll prove you all wrong. Pandemic P, no, he wants to be known as Playoff P or Paul George, number 3 in this list. But I do think that number 2, Bradley Beal, is better. Now, yes, he plays for a bad team. He's averaging 33 points a game, though. Insane. This is Harden stuff. In Houston, Harden stuff. 47% in the field. 33% from 3. He's shooting the ball at a high percentage. 5 rebounds. 4 assists. A steal. He plays okay defense. Yes, he's on a bad team. That's his one flaw. If he was on a good team, this guy, oh man, I would love to see what he could do. But he's still the second best shooter in the entire NBA. I think he is better than Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, CJ. He's better than them because of his insane scoring ability. They all have scoring ability, but this guy is just the best of the best. He is up there with Curry, with Dame, with Harden as scorers. And now, speaking of Harden, number 1 on the list, James Harden, MVP candidate. There's not much to talk about here. James Harden is the best shooting guard in the entire NBA, averaging 25 points a game, 57 from the field, 42 from 3, 8 assists and 11 rebounds, 8 rebounds and 11 assists, a near triple-double. Every game works his way up into the MVP talks. He's climbing the ranks. He's top 5 for me right now. This guy is insane. James Harden. This Nets team is scary. He's the best shooting guard in the entire NBA. You can't argue otherwise. Unless you just care about scoring, you cannot argue otherwise. And let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. That'll be it for me. Peace.